I.C.A.R.U.S has documented many god-tier threats over the years. We've seen minor deities like the Lord of Decay, a pool of bloody goo that can take on other shapes and speak through telepathy, or his antithesis, the green goat of the forest, a nature goddess. Now, I use terms like god and goddess for lack of a better term, because that is essentially what they are. Intergalactic deities that have traveled across the cosmos or manifested here on Earth. Either way, I also use the term minor deities for a lack of a better one, because although these beings are capable of things beyond the wildest imaginations or abilities of any other creature found within the walls of the Institute, there are things that are much more powerful, more ancient, primordial. There also exist many mid-level gods, such as the Thing in Gold, a being of immense power and knowledge, a shapeshifter that would always be seen wearing some form of gold or yellow. He has connections to the formation of I.C.A.R.U.S, back when it was just to protect people and not everything else that we've gotten ourselves into. But I digress. Another deity is the one that we've squared off against at Locust Lake, the Amalgamate, a literal hellmouth that opened up and attempted to free the forces of evil upon the planet, but luckily we were able to put a stop to that. Then there's the Slug Thing, pumping out its disgusting brood in the darkness of a cave system near our New York branch, and the Prisoner, who is trapped within the world of dreams. The dreamscape, where the nightmares dwell and feast upon the happiest of dreams, corrupting them into images of terror. But none of these things really compare to the most ancient of all beings. I'm particularly interested in, and also very terrified by, the existence of the 4 primordial lords. These 4 things that no one has ever really seen firsthand. The only evidence of their existence is through the madness of a mind that was folded in upon itself like an origami crane of gray matter. The Lord of Flesh, a giant, planet-sized mass of appendages, eyes, mouths, breasts, and wombs. The writhing mass gives birth to other great beings. It is believed this is where many of the lesser gods came from. It drifts endlessly through the darkness of space, occasionally catching the gravity of distant stars to deposit its brood across the vast empty. The Lord of Evolution, a distortion in space-time that appears as a mass of ever-changing angles, doors, stairs, and hallways, impossible forms that bend in upon themselves to create a sentient optical illusion, like a living M.C. Usher painting, bending the fabric of reality around and within itself. It can appear as the size of a needle's tip, or the largest of the supergiant stars. Wherever it goes, weird things quickly follow. Time distortions, wormholes, mutations, spontaneous evolution, turning dinosaurs into birds and spaghettifying planets with its effects on the laws of physics. The Lord of Knowledge that lives in the realm between realms, another inhabitant of the dreamscape, like a moon within bubbles of thought, like leaves on a giant tree, rooted into the ground and into the sky with ever-branching tentacle-like structures. This is the collective mind of all existence, the entire history of all that has been or will ever be across the vastness of space, the living Alexandria library of the multiverse. Finally, there is the Lord of the Void. This is the closest thing we know to what we could actually call God. Not just a God, but the God. Now, I'm not saying that is what this thing is. Just that if I have to describe it, that would be it. Everything that exists, every deity, every planet, every human, every plant, animal, and insect across the entirety of the universe exists within or upon the Lord of the Void. It is the darkness of space. Every planet, every star and moon like an eye, dancing endlessly upon itself and seeing all that exists within the cold embrace of its empty darkness. We don't know what happens to anything on the planet when one of its eyes blinks. But with the eyewitness accounts of men going irreversibly mad upon seeing such a cosmic display, we do believe that it may very well happen, and we blink to cleanse the eye. Perhaps this is the same for this primordial Lord. When I heard that there was a new deity-level threat spotted moving west across the center of the United States, I knew I would be assigned to that case, and I couldn't help but wonder, what exactly would we be dealing with? From the classification, it was humanoid, had magic and or psychic abilities, and had the potential to be a world-ending threat, all along with the indication, lettering, that this thing was indeed a deity-level being. We first spotted him in Nebraska. We would have never known that this guy was an all-powerful being had we not gotten a description of what he was driving. A light blue Prius. Agent Richard and I posed as police officers and pulled him over for speeding, which was clearly what he was doing. But surprisingly, he actually stopped. It was odd to find a godly being that followed earthly laws. When I looked at him through the driver's side window, I noticed something very striking about him. His left eye was a shade of hazel white. His right eye was bright, bright blue, almost glowing, like a sapphire placed into his eye socket.
I'm sorry. Was I going too fast? I apologize,
the man said kindly. Yep, you were going about 80 in a 65. Can I see your license and registration? I informed him, before asking for his identification. Okay, Mr. Collins? I'll be right back, I told him, taking note that the picture on his ID was indeed the man that I was speaking to. But in the photo on the ID card, both of his eyes were hazel. When I returned, I acted as if there was a problem, and I asked him to step out of his vehicle. And that's when the conversation changed. The man sighed deeply and looked at me with disappointment.
All right, we can stop toying with each other,
the man with one blue eye said. Please, get out of the car, sir, I asked him again. The man sighed once more and gave me the same look before he phased sideways through the door and came to a standing position right before our eyes. My partner put his hand on his gun, but did not draw it.
Come on, guys. You aren't cops. I'm not human. Well, I am, in one anyway. And dude, guns won't work on me, so what do you want? Can I go now?
You put a man in the hospital, Agent Richard said.
Come on, it wasn't that bad.
You burned off his hand, I added.
Well, he shouldn't have struck that woman,
he informed us matter-of-factly. You can't just go around vaporizing parts of people. That's not okay, I told him.
Well, I'm sorry. Can I go now?
He apologized before asking once more. Why are you in such a hurry anyway? Agent Richard asked.
He's looking for me. I can't let him find me. I can't let that happen again. I won't let that happen again.
What do you mean?
The
man said, pointing to his one blue eye before finishing his statement.
Think you know.
I'm still not sure who you mean, I replied to him.
Oh, I think you know. I know you've seen him before. I see it in your memories.
The man with one red eye? I found myself asking, unable to keep up the guise any longer, even though I wanted to. I tried to. I just couldn't.
Bingo. So can I go, please? I can sense his intentions, and he is planning something. I can feel it, and I need to stay as far away from him as I can.
The blue-eyed man pleaded his case. We can take you into our West Coast branch. Nowhere more safe and secure than there, I explained to him, just blurting out our intentions. Surely my loose lips were being caused by the entity before me. I could not continue to lie to him. It was like he wouldn't let me. What are you doing to me? I asked him.
You can't lie to me, Commander Todd. No, really, you physically can't. How do I explain this? I'm his good side, his purity, his inner power. Without me, he is pure evil, but also without me, he is very limited on what he can do.
The man with one blue eye explained. Let's go to our facility. We can keep you safe there.
This sounds sufficient. Let's go.
The man with one blue eye said, before walking to join us in our cruiser, before then suddenly being stopped as my partner held the door open for him.
Something's wrong,
the man said calmly, and then, without rhyme or reason, he shot backwards, as if gravity had just shifted horizontally for just him, and he began plummeting sideways at great speeds, his arms and legs trailing behind him as he was ragdolled toward the east. My partner and I did all that we could to get out of our car and follow after him, but we very quickly lost track of him as he zipped away into the distance without any control of his body. Something was drawing him backwards, and he was terrified of what it was. Instead of pursuing him to an unknown destination, I instead floored it to our western branch in the Pacific Northwest to see if I could track where he was being drawn to, because if something that powerful was powerless against whatever it was up against, then something very big was about to happen, and we needed to do everything we could to stop it. Social media can be very unpredictable, especially regarding horror content. If this content gets removed, all new content will be simultaneously presented on various websites provided in the description to this video. Make sure to follow me in other digital spaces so that you never miss out on the terror. Also, if you like this video, make sure to leave a comment and hit the like button. It helps the channel a lot. If you're new to the channel and you enjoy what's here, consider hitting that subscribe button and the notification bell so that you never miss an upload. Writing is a dream of mine, and it's all of you that make that dream come true.